Hello guys, and welcome to another video with me, Nikki, and today I'm bringing you the full moon in Cancer, which is happening on January the 6th, 2023. Now, the cards that we're working with this full moon is the Lovers and the Tower card. Whew, it feels like whoo. So the Lovers, for this, it does bring choices. It also is about love, companionship, but also lots of communication. There can be some confusion. This is what it's showing me with this card, especially with this full moon. But also, just trying to make sense of what is actually going on when it comes to our relationships. But because this is a full moon in the home sign of Cancer, this is to do with our emotions. So we can very much be up in our heads during this time. With the Tower card, it's like what we've brought together, what we're going to be bringing together can all sort of like come crashing down, but we're going to have to be starting afresh. We're going to have to be starting anew. Because it's the beginning of 2023, we're going to have to leave what we had behind to start something fresh. And this can cause a lot of us reevaluating our emotions and reevaluating things that we thought was, tried and tested. So there's going to be some upsets that can come along, but also, again, some confusions, but also us bringing things together. But I do feel there can be some brand new beginnings that can be really beneficial for us as well. And when it comes to planet conversations, it feels very Capricornian. A lot of the planets are in the 4th house. It feels very much Capricornian, very much stilted within, because this is the 4th house, is to do with Cancer. It's about the mother, the home, family, roots. So we are going to be feeling a lot of our emotions are going to be to do with the past a lot. There can be a lot of past themes coming up, a lot of deep, intense emotions that can come up, a lot of nostalgic, a lot of mood swings and wanting to be left alone, but we still have to tend towards our goals because the sun's in Capricorn, which does oppose it. And it's all well and good that we want to just stay at home and eat our emotions and, brood, but we also have to get back to work. We can brood when we get home, put on that professional face, we go facing outside, but when we come home, we can relax, we can be our natural selves. So a lot of that is going on. And it does oppose Mercury, which is in Capricorn. So our moods, when it comes to our emotions, there can be this thing of, again, like I said before, when the sun's in Capricorn, that on the outside, we're going to be feeling very, controlled. But on the inside, they can, it's polarizing. What we're thinking, what we're actually doing, what we're feeling is going to be very opposite. It's going to be polarized, going to be opposites. So, there's things that we actually want to do and say, but we can't. We're feeling quite a little bit, not completely, just a little bit restricted in some way. And what this can show is that we are going to become, some of us can come across as quite harsh in how we communicate, and we just don't mean it. Especially when it comes to work, it's the beginning of the year, and we want to get a lot done, but we also are feeling something very different. So there's a little bit of tug, a little bit of push and pull. This can be great when it comes to any type of negotiations, because if a lot of us are very, very sensitive, we may look very sensitive, but what we're saying is like, no, this has to be, it's about your self-worth in a way as well. So we can come across as quite harsh and quite cold. It's, and it actually is quite great when you are doing any type of contracts. It's not to say that you have to be like that, but, just to get your point across, you have to be a bit more, show that other side. But it can be confusing because some people might think, oh, you're this and you're actually not. what you're actually saying, even though you're showing you're caring, it comes across as not that. So again, when we're coming home, we can relax. We can look back on how we've communicated with people, and I didn't really mean it. Some of you may decide you want to write a text or a note to someone just to check in, or they may be doing that to you as well. Some people might be quite scared to do that, but yeah, so there can be a lot of checking in, because there can be some misunderstandings that come with this. The other good thing that happens with this is that we have the moon. It does sextile Uranus, which actually is great. It gives us it actually gives us this sort of like, when it comes to our emotions, is like there can be a bit of a different feeling, because a lot of conflicting things that are happening here. But it does give us this, okay, I feel like this, but you know what, I'm going to do this instead. We can have flashes of brilliance, flashes of insight. We can become skeptical to like deeper leanings and things. It's really great for us to try something new when it comes to our home. There can be a birth of a new project. There can be a birth of, you could be telling people something. You know, there could be some shocking things that happen in your life as well. This is great for making quick decisions, because remember, it's the beginning of the year. Sometimes people want decisions to be made. This is great for, again, artists. This is great for people that invent stuff, people that work in technology as well. There can be things that are, you know, your feelings could be actually brought towards the future. Like, you could be just be resting or brooding, and after something happens, it's like, oh my God, that's going to happen tomorrow. That's going to happen next year. You know, and also because it's in Taurus as well, it gives it a bit of like a long, it's like it's more or less going to be happening. Even when it comes to like information, people might come to you for ideas. You could be talking about ideas that people never even thought about. You know, if any of you work in the media, you could be bringing like the goods. And also this is great for like meeting new people. Although we're in Capricorn season, I wouldn't be surprised if we started seeing people that we haven't seen in a very long time, and they could be revealing some stuff to you, or you could be revealing some stuff to them as well. But again, Capricorn season, especially January, is not easy. So we may need to have that sort of like spark within us when it comes to our energy, because this is a full moon in Cancer, it's home sign, and energy wise it's going to be quite hard. So let's just be honest, it's going to be quite hard. So we're going to be needing that sort of like boost of energy. Yes, we can be very changeable. So in the morning we can be very bright and early, and in the afternoon it starts to dwindle. Some of us can be quite snappy. May just want to be, I want to be left alone, but I actually want to be with people. I want my family around me. Oh, they're too much. And it can be a lot of changeable mood swings as well. But I do think it's great for breakthroughs. I do think it's great for if you're stuck in a rut and, you know, you're doing the same old things that you did last year. And it's like, I'm comfortable with that, but I really would like to change up something within my life, change up something. I need to let go of something as well. I just don't know how. And you can have like, someone can just say something to you and it can just spring like an idea, like, oh, why didn't I think of that before? Or, you know, it can remember, moons are about releasing. So when we're going to be releasing something, this Uranus energy can really help. You know, again, it could be like a conversation with a stranger or your friend, and that could be like, wow, why didn't I think of that? You know, I'm no longer going to talk to that person anymore. I can let go of this relationship. I can let go of this unhealthy habit. And it can just happen very quickly. Another good thing that's happening with this is it trines Neptune in Pisces, which brings our emotions very deeper, our intuition, again, creativity. With the Uranus and the Neptune, it can heighten, again, our intuition, our sensitivity. Again, this is great for artists. This is great for, like, if you want your relationship to go a bit more deeper as well. But I do see this as great for art. If you've done your like New Year's resolutions, guys, and which I've actually done, I don't know if you guys have done it, but it's great to do it when it's like the 20, you know, during the full new moon in Capricorn, or even on the winter solstice, and you start implementing it. Neptune gives you, it's not about drive, it just gives you that sort of like imagination and insight of, you know, take your time, but also this is what you are about, this is what you can do. And it can actually show you what you're lacking as well. Because remember, this is about intuition. So, you know, and it's also, I feel that some people, some of you could actually make friends with like the right people right now, or, you know, you're talking to someone and you're just helping them just by listening, being more charitable to people as well, but also being charitable to yourself, trying to see things from other people's point of view. Because remember, we're in Capricorn season, and it's very much about money, and it's very much about work and our career. But it's also good to see like praising people if they've done a good job. You know, giving people like their worth, their self-worth back. And if you're a boss and, you know, someone's doing good, it's really great if they have like a pay rise in the beginning of the year, because you're not just seeing like money and in economy. It's just like, actually, this person is very caring, they do their job well. So I can see a lot of that happen, because things are going to be enhanced now. And I feel across the board, a lot of people emotionally are going to be feeling very, very sensitive now. But with Neptune, the great side is that it is about us being compassionate. But on the other side, it's like we can drown in it. We can be overly sensitive. We can be overly this, overly that. We could drink too much. We could, you know, just don't want to do anything, don't want to move, just be lazy and just wallow, you know. So with Uranus, if we're going to be stuck in this Neptune thing, Uranus can give us this sort of like out of, okay, you're doing that, but this is what can happen. Let's just do this instead, you know. So these energies are really great for this full moon. And it's also great when we are releasing anything that's concerned with the past, something to do with like our family, something to do when it concerns our roots, but also when it's concerning like stuck energy, which a lot of us may find that we have during this full moon. When it comes to the wellness aspect of this, because our energy, because I do feel a lot of our energy is not going to be very high. And also, again, January is not easy. I admire anyone that's got that up and go in January. I find I have to, you know, I come into my own when it's February, when it's March, especially March. I feel like I'm coming into my own. But when it comes to like the wellness aspect, it's great, especially using essential oils. Anything anything citrus is great. It could be bergamot. Bergamot's very good for balancing our emotions, because we can feel quite down. Grapefruit, lime, lemon, great for boosting our energies, boosting our emotions, that thought of happiness, not nostalgic depression or anything. Also, full moons can, it depends, it can play quite havoc with our sleep. So I like Roman chamomile. I also love my best friend lavender. Even frankincense is good for sleeping. And also cedarwood, because in the morning we're going to need to be up, boost our energy, but in the evening we need to know that we can be down. But also these oils actually help balance our emotions, balancing the hormones as well. But again, check with your health practitioner before you start using these essential oils. So yes, that's my my take on this full moon in Cancer, the first full moon of the year. And now let's get into the cards. Hello Aries. So this full moon in Cancer is going to be hitting you like all the cardinal signs. If you're like 16 degrees, in Aries, you're going to be feeling this. This is in your 4th house. So in January, this month is about you coming to home. Even though the sun's in your 10th, you are going to be feeling, some of you could be feeling quite nostalgic. Some of you could be feeling very, you know, because this full moon's about releasing. So there could be stuff that comes out about, you know, the past, home. It could be to do with your work, people, places, you know, even you yourself. You may, even though, you know, your career is highlighted, emotionally, like how you're feeling will be very, like, it could not necessarily quite low, just like very, you could just be more quiet more than usual, you know, and it's not a bad thing. But this is a great time for you to be doing stuff in the home. If you are working from home, it's a great time to be doing that. So whether investing in the home, meditating in the home, you could, if you are doing meditation or anything spiritual, whether it's reading, writing, this is a great time to be doing this when you're setting intentions. Great time to be reading, writing, even thinking, because your mind and your thought process could be very on the emotional, spiritual side. And you could get breakthroughs. So if you didn't want to think about anything to do with your past or things that came up to do with like family, whether it's family from afar or family that you know, you could get a lot of breakthroughs, i.e. as in good communication, talking, any secrets that come out. And this is another way this can happen, is you investing in your home, like spending money, decorating, you know, because a lot of you Aries, it's a big year for you anyway. So, you know, if some of you have been thinking about, you know, just like, I don't know, either doing something within the home, or buying, selling, or renting out, yeah, anything like that, especially in a business sense, this is a great time to be doing it, especially investing in a home, and obviously stuff to do with your family, you know. Some of you could be having like heart-to-hearts with your family as well, and you could discover a lot of stuff that comes through. So the moon card that you have is, it's time to take action. It's a new moon in Aries card, and yeah, it's time to take action, not wallow or dwell or even try to just, you know, Aries, what am I thinking? You know, just keep, just, you know, always want to keep moving on and not want to deal with anything. It's time to take action. This is your card, the new moon in Aries card. So it's about facing things head on. And if you're holding anything, if you're holding grudges, or if you're holding anything, like anything stagnated, it's time to take action. It's time to find a way to release it. It's time to talk about what you're feeling, and it's time to release emotions, as in crying or even writing down your feelings. So very much an emotional full moon for you, Aries, but also very therapeutic as well. Hello, Taurus. So this new moon is going to be really good for you because it's going to be sextiling you. It's in your 3rd house. So for you, because Uranus is involved, you know, you got the sun that's in your 9th. This is about some of you going back to college, and, you know, also Mercury being there as well. Some of you may want to, like, during this full moon, like, really, you know, make strides to get ahead. But there could be, you could be having to go back to the drawing board, and you could be surprising yourself by rushing, but you just have to sort of like take your time because we're easing into the new year. But it's still good if you're feeling very ambitious. I feel there's a lot of communication that's going to be happening. And you, again, a lot of you could get some breakthroughs because Uranus is in your 1st. So a lot of you could be like seeing new friends, making new friends. There could be old friends coming back as well. There could be some stuff that comes up that you didn't know about from friends. And also because Neptune in your 11th, which is really great. You know, I feel there can be some heart-to-hearts with friends. Could be from the past. It could be like friends that you have. There could be a lot of gets together. It could be a very, very busy full moon for you guys. Also, I see for some of you Tauruses that anything you want to release to the world, any projects, any secret projects that you've not really spoken about, you could be releasing it. Could be within a group. You could be joining a group. Your life and goal change. Your life and goals are changing now, so you're going to see that coming to full fruition, which is a great thing. But yeah, anything you want to like pursue, I feel you're going to be get going with it. And I can see this could be some short distance trips that you're going to be doing, and there could be a lot of communication with that, neighbors as well. Some of you may be thinking of like moving, but again, very busy time, especially if things come out that was very unexpected. And also, it's really great if any of you guys are very creative and if you guys are bringing stuff out for the world to see. So the card you have is Show the World the Real You. It's a full moon in Aquarius card. And Aquarius is your 10th. So this is like, on the world stage. So it feels like, I feel that a lot of you are going to be like, yeah, let's just do this now. And, I feel that if you're very organized, because, this is about you being organized. And because these full moons about releasing, it's about not trying to do too much things at once. And yeah, so when it says show the world the real you, there's going to be a different side you're going to be shown to the world, and how you're communicating, who you're associating with, your goals, your life, and yeah, anything that you're going to be saying. I feel that certain things could be sped up as well. Like, you can get a lot of downloads, and it could be inspiration from people, or, when you're just resting. But a very busy full moon and an enjoyable one for you, Taurus. Gemini. So this full moon is in your 12th house. And this is the house of hidden things. This is the house of rest, sleep, dreams. And, you guys, again, Mars is in your sign. So you guys probably feeling very busy. But, the things are going to be slowing down a lot for you. And there could be stuff definitely that comes up within your career. I think there's going to be some changes that are going to be happening, and you guys may have to roll with those changes. There could be something that comes out with your boss, or there could be something hidden within you, like electricity could be coming with you. But I feel that you guys really want to be busy, but there's stuff that needs to be worked out with. And with it opposing your 8th house, this is definitely to do with, it could be to do with money. It could also be to do with joint finances, could be debts and loans that could be making you guys worry a lot about, what's going to be happening beginning of the year. But this full moon in your 12th is going to be, especially when you're resting, some of you may feel that you just want to keep busy, but it's a time of rest. And if any fears that come up, it's about talking about it, not trying to keep busy, because, I feel that these changes are going to be happening in your career, and it could be good things for a lot of you Geminis. But, again, you guys are probably maybe thinking the worst about something. So, yeah, this full moon is asking you to rest. This full moon is asking you to release any stagnation, any fears and worries that you have. It's actually great for you to, because I also feel again, there could be some changes that happen within your career that you may be implementing, because you may be seeing that there's changes that you're not liking. So some of you could be releasing something within your job, but also releasing this long-held emotion, and that's great if you're doing it through therapy or writing. If any of you are artists, which I don't, because all the star signs are artists in their own way, but you could discover like a new talent or a new skill that you just didn't really think about. So yes, a lot of rest for you, because the rest will actually help you release. This is great to be doing spiritual work through meditation, through shamanic work, through reading. But yeah, a lot of releasing and a very emotional time as well for you. So the card you got is bring love into the situation. And so new moon and Aquarius card. And anything that you're going to be doing behind it, because a lot of this stuff is going to be behind the scenes for a lot of you Geminis. Bring love into it. Don't just do it just for the sake of it because you just want to keep busy. Bring love into it because you never know, whatever you're going to be doing could be like a new career change for you, or even like a new career for you. And you know, I can see a lot of Geminis just writing a lot in their diary, in their journal, what they would like for the year. There could be, I can feel there could be like deep emotions, and there could be tears that come up, and there's nothing wrong in it because it's a form of cleansing. This is great for you guys to be having like Epsom salt baths just to release. If you feel that your energy is very up and down. But yeah, all in all, very much an emotional time, but bring love into the situation. Cancer. So Cancer, this new moon, full moon, is in your sign. So any of you who are 16 degrees, you're going to be feeling this. You're ruled by the moon, so it's going to be an emotional time, an emotional month. And yeah, it's, you know, you got the opposition to Mercury, which is can make a lot of you feel that, you know, there's things that you want to, your mind thoughts could be, again, like I said in the beginning, that, you know, what you're saying and how you're acting and projecting could be very different to how you're feeling. So a lot of you definitely could be in your feelings during this time. But you are getting help from Neptune and Uranus, which is going to be helping you with major breakthroughs that you've had from the past. You've got the nodes, which are supporting you as well. So any of you Cancer too, I wouldn't be surprised if you are very busy. You could be getting lots of as I was saying, imaginary. It could be imaginary, but you can get a lot of downloads, a lot of messages. Your intuition is going to be very heightened. You know, I feel a lot of you will, like all the water signs, will see things before it happens. You know, if you're feeling your energy quite low, I feel that there's things that you're going to be doing to boost yourself, because this is in your first house. You know, it's the time to take care of yourself physically, mentally, and emotionally, protecting your aura, because Neptune will help you with the spiritual aspect to that. It's great to be protecting your aura through visualizations, meditations. Some of you could be changing up your routines as well. You could be doing more walking, more yoga, more meditations. This can help ground you, because emotion-wise, it could be very busy. You know, you guys could be flying here, there, and everywhere and not feeling very grounded. But again, you know, any of you guys who are working the arts or doing anything that is artistic, anything to do with the home, if you've got your own business, you could be getting a lot of support from people. You just have to really put yourself out there. And I'm getting like learning to trust a bit more, because you do have support, Cancer. And yeah, it's and also if someone's lying to you, Cancer, you'll really know. And I feel that there's gonna be new people coming into your life, and they could be really helping you. They could be really giving you lots of inspiration, and you could be getting some gains too. But yeah, so I feel that the spiritual aspect of this will help to ground you, because again, you could be very much in your feelings and feeling extra sensitive. Anyone can say anything and you just shut down. Or so yeah. So the card you got is, what do you need to release? So being honest, Cancers, what do you need to release? Is it a relationship? Is it a bad habit? Is it a friendship? You know, there's things that you're going to be really looking at what you need to release. It could be a job as well. Maybe you've got Jupiter that's in your 10th house. So it's about really looking at this, because in 6 months' time, you have the full moon, the new moon in your sign. So whatever you're doing now is going to be benefiting you in the 6 months' time. So, you know, really take your time. You know, there can be an element of rushing and not thinking, but, you know, because Neptune and Uranus is helping you with the breakthroughs, and also, you know, your intuition. I feel that things will definitely come into play. You just have to be emotionally honest, and you know, it will be a great time to be spending some time alone, especially when you're setting your intentions. So a big one for you, Cancer. So Leo, this is Cancer. Full moon is in your 12th house, where you guys are going to be chilling and trying to take it easy, you know, before the full moon goes into your first house. So this is that time. This is really that time for you, and the energies that I'm picking up for you is not only will energy wise be a bit low, it is gonna be, you know, just recuperating and just taking it easy, because you know we just started the new year, taking things easy, not rushing all this hustle and bustle. And yeah, obviously it could be a very nostalgic time for you, which is great, but also a time to rest, dream, writing, doing some creative stuff behind the scenes, meditation and sleeping, lots of sleeping, but also releasing. You may find this quite hard, but some of you may find this quite easy. And you know, you've got other energies that's connecting. You know, you got Neptune there, which is in your 8th, and you have Uranus, which is in your 10th. So all issues to do with your career, your finances are going to be playing a big time. I feel that, you know, you would probably be working on stabilizing your finances. You know, I'm going over the books, doing lots of stuff behind the scenes, going over the books, paying off any debts and loans. It actually may be easier to do that. And also, you know, thoughts about your career. There's going to be some changes that you may be making in your career. You may not be telling your partner about this. You could be doing it on the down low. But still, this is a time, even though it is a time of rest, there are things that you can be doing in your own time, and also working with your energy. So if you want to change your career, you may be doing that now. Maybe thinking of you know, getting a bit healthier, but also working on your like physical work as well, but also working on getting organized, because this full moon is going to be seeing a lot of you being a bit more organized in any dealings that you have. So definitely your career, definitely your finances, and yeah, a lot of working to pay off stuff. And also when you're doing your rituals, you're going to be seeing the purging is going to be real. So the card that you have is meditation and contemplate. It's a new moon in Pisces card. So this card is just telling you to slow down, Leo. Don't try to rush. Don't try to do anything that can set you back in any way. Listen to your intuition. Your intuition is going to be very high. It's going to be very heightened. You're going to be seeing stuff that no one else can see. And also, I feel that if any of you guys are when you guys are going back to work, or just going back to that whole daily grind, things are going to be very different now. You're going to be seeing through people, seeing through any anything like in your job or anything that's wrong. You're going to be seeing it. And some of you may not be afraid to call it out as well. Or because it's in your 12th house, you know, you may be just, okay, this is interesting, that type of thing. So that's one reason why I felt that some of this releasing may not be very hard for some of you Leos, because I feel you guys are ready for a new chapter. And especially because Pluto's got in your 7th, you know, that chapter is actually coming really thick and fast. But still, Leos, this is a time to rest, but you can still do stuff as well. Hello, Virgo. So this full moon in this full moon is in your 11th house, and this full moon in Cancer is in your 11th. So it's a great full moon for you. It's a time of friends, associates, organizations, but also gains and your, I was going to say productivity, but yes, it can be, but your creativity and your goals. So you, Virgos, could be bringing out some stuff, big time, bringing out some creative stuff that you're working on, because you know the nodes are really supporting you. There could be a change when it comes to your friends and groups. You could be wanting to work with different people, and also You know, you've got Mercury, which is opposing Mercury in your fifth. So this is going to be showing you about when it's time to, you know, you're going to be balanced, trying to have fun, but also have, you know, fun with friends, but also have fun when it comes to your relationships, and when it also comes to your creativity. It could be that push and pull. You may want to really concentrate on your goals, but then, you know, creativity, but also fun is really pulling you. So yes, you guys are going to be very busy in January, very busy in the new year. And yeah, especially the mid Virgos, you're going to be feeling this. I feel that a lot of you Virgos are going to be really doing some strategic work, because, you know, you're going to be taking things much more seriously than ever. And yes, this is to do with your beliefs are definitely changing. Your beliefs in friends, your beliefs in your goals, your beliefs in also your relationships as well is definitely going to be changing. And, you know, you guys, you know, if your relationship is very serious at the moment, you guys may want to change that as well. There could be much more talking, much more communicating, a lot more emphasis on emotions. Yes, you can feel a little bit stuck in some ways, but, you know, full moons are about releasing. You know, your partner may not understand that, you know, you're changing, like how you're working, who you surround yourself with is changing. So it's really great to communicate that as well. But I do feel a lot of you are bringing some stuff out, which is really good. So the card that you have, Virgo, is work through your fears. New moon in Scorpio, and Scorpio rules your third house. So yes, working through your fears, Scorpio, I mean Virgos. So yes, when I talked about for you Virgos that your life skills and your goals are changing, don't be afraid to switch things up, because Uranus in your ninth house is changing up your mindset. And I feel that this is bringing you some extra downloads, I'll say some downloads are coming forth, and it's for you guys to actually see that and not think, oh, how I used to be, it's actually working, because things are changing. So when you're doing the decluttering, there's going to be a decluttering of all those themes. So don't be afraid to see when it's coming through, when it happens, because it's going to be shining this light for the next, until like the next new moon in Cancer is going to be showing you. So yes, so if you want to be a bit different in what you want to pursue or do, or even friends, and go for it, you know, because moon in Cancer, full moon in Cancer is showing you, you know, listen to your emotions. So really go for it now. Hello Libra. So this full moon in Cancer is in your fourth house. No, your 10th house. Sorry about that. And when it's in your 10th house, this is about your career, your high standing. So there's going to be some changes that happen, big changes that happen. And also there's going to be changes within your home life as well. So some of you Libra, especially in January, because this is going to be hitting the 2nd degree Librans. Librans that are, October. So, you know, some of you may be very, very feeling very ambitious now about your work, you know, earning money, changing your jobs. But some of you may have to really take your time to just ease into it, you know, because January is never easy, especially for all the cardinal signs. So, but saying that, it's like, okay, I enjoy my job, but something needs to change, or I would like to be promoted. So a lot of you guys will be putting a lot more work on that. But home life is calling, because it's opposing your fourth. So yes, it's about balancing that home and work life for you. It's not going to be hard, I don't think, but but you know, you're all about balance anyway. And if there's stuff to do in the home, whether you're moving, whether you're renting, whether you're decorating, this is going to be calling forth, because if you have a good home life, then you can have, you know, your career is going to be sorted. And yeah, but even like emotionally, you got energies that's connecting to your 8th house, and you know, with Uranus being there, so you know, your finances definitely need to be worked on and sorted out. And also it's about you being organized, working on organizing yourself, and working on, you know, being at your peak best, physical peak best as well. So a lot is going on for a lot of you Librans, but obviously all in all it is about your career. So if you are looking for something different, it's about being organized. If you are looking to bump up your money in some way, look at your skill set as well. A lot of you are going to be looking over your finances as well, because there could have been a big over expenditure. So that's one of the reasons why you're taking how you're working and your career very seriously, especially if you are working and you're not getting the gains. So big time for you. So the card you have is confidence is key to your success. It's a new moon in Leo card. So it's about being confident, it's about going to your boss, talking to your boss. You know, if you've been slacking in any way, putting the work in. But if you've been working hard and you're still not getting, you know, your due, it's about being confident to, you know, I've been doing this and I've been doing that for a while. I've been helping a lot of people, and, you know, I've been doing, or you've been doing other people's work, and, you know, you're not getting, you know, it's not about you have to be promoted, but like, you know, let's just go through what I'm about. Let's just go through, you know, my job sector, what it's actually about, so we can like reorganize how much I should be getting. So the new moon in Leo card, confidence is key. It's about showing. It's not about, you know, I feel that a lot of you have shown, but it's about telling. And, you know, you Librans are the strongest out of the air signs because you're cardinal. So, you know, don't be afraid to put yourself out there. Don't be afraid to ask. Don't be afraid to change. Because sometimes if you're not getting what you want, it's really time to change it, you know, especially if your family's expanding as well. So, yes, so this card is saying confidence is key to your success. And also being true to yourself, not pleasing others. Show what you got. Scorpio. So you're going to be enjoying this, like Pisces, and, you know, yeah, you're going to be enjoying this. So this full moon is in your ninth house, the house of higher learning, publishing, the law, long distance travel, learning. And, you know, I feel some of you Scorpions love moons. You know, when it's in the water house, you guys really enjoy it. And also because it's in the new year, it's like more or less even better. So you got the opposition in your third house, which is about your communication, how you're communicating, writing, speaking, blogging, you know. So I feel a lot of you could be doing that. It's like, okay, January, new year, this is what I want to do, this is what I want to pursue, this is what I want to learn. So I can see a lot of Scorpions having books, researching, doing all of that, looking at, you know, different jobs, or, you know, something I feel a lot of you want something different. Like emotionally, you guys feeling that, you know, a change is imminent. So you probably are going to be on it before it actually happens. And because you've got the nodes, which is in your house, you know, you're changing anyway, regardless if some of you like it or not. So I feel this new moon, this full moon is going to be good for you to doing that, especially when we have, you know, yes, you've got an opposition, you got the North, the Uranus is in your 7th house. This is changing things when it comes to business and contracts. And, you know, you're going to get some of you can actually get a new contract. Some of you could be putting some work out there, some publishing work. And this is a time to be signing contracts, you know, but also look at the small print. You could be signing something and you get a big shock. But you are going to be getting some great insights. You're going to be getting, you know, if you've been stuck in any way, you're going to be getting a breakthrough. And also it trines the Neptune in your 5th. So this is going to be highlighting your creativity. You know, if you've been doing the same old thing, if you've been printing or writing the same old thing, or if your beliefs are the same, you're going to be getting more of an emotional sense of what you should be doing. It's going to be an emotional time, but it's like, oh, I feel like this, but oh my God, I can't believe this has happened. I can't believe I should be doing this. I should be doing that. You can get a lot of shocks now, Scorpio, with this full moon, you know, and it could really rev up your intuition and seeing things before they even happen, or you know, but I do see some of you maybe wanting to work, maybe doing some work in the media, and even how your writing could be very quite controversial, but also very, people will really much understand it, but most importantly you will understand it. So you got, look at the bigger picture, and the full moon is Sagittarius, and this is happening in your ninth house, which is a Saggy house. So you're a fixed sign. You're used to doing the same thing. You do what works, but it's now looking at it differently. Uranus is showing something different. Neptune is showing something different. Neptune is showing your intuition. Uranus is showing what's happening in partnerships. So I feel that if you're in a relationship, you know, your relationship could really help you now. You know, you could get good business people on your side, but also in your relationship as well. There could be a big breakthrough that happens as well, because there's some of you been concentrating too much on the self, or outside of relationship there can be a massive breakthrough which changes things in your beliefs on relationships, but also your beliefs on things that you should be doing anyway. You know, I feel that some of you are really heading to your destiny without you knowing it. And this full moon definitely will be highlighting it. So when it says look at the bigger picture, look outside the box, because there's so much more to see, Scorpio. Hello, Sagittarius. So this full moon in Cancer is in your 8th house. And yes, Saggy, it's going to be a busy one. It's going to be a busy one, but also a time of looking over our finances. So the full moons, as you know, and as I always say, is about releasing. So releasing any debt, any loans, sorting out any inheritance. There's also themes that are connecting to your home life. So you might be more wanting to be home and cozy, not wanting to get out into the hustle and bustle. I also see for you is that, you know, really concentrating, like some of the other signs, on physical wellness, getting back to basics, not, which is quite strange, like sort of like not rocking the boat, just like getting back to basics in terms of looking after yourself. And there might be, you know, the 8th house is about fears, so there could, a lot of that themes could be coming up for you to work through. No, a bit of like a nostalgic time, but really deep emotional nostalgic time. You know, Neptune is in your 4th, so you know, I feel that if any of you guys are thinking of other ways to help your finances in some way, you know, you're going to be getting some downloads, emotional downloads, like sort of like a psychic ability of, okay, this is what I can spend, this is what I can save, but really concentrating on your finances and things to do with fears of not really having enough. That's what Cancer is about, security. And you might be thinking, especially in January, going towards the new year, that, you know, you may have overspent, so you might have to rein things in and not just go too crazy now. You're looking at things really differently, and you know, you may want to invest properly in something to do with your home, your roots, and yeah, just going back to basics. So the card that you have is the energy is gaining momentum. So there's things that are coming up now for you to work with, you to sort with. 8th house is about emotional intensity. So, you know, you may, there can be a time during this full moon day you become quite obsessed with your money, or your partner's money as well. Big obsession, big, let's do this now, and it's like not going to sleep until things are actually sorted. So energy is coming up. And when it says energy is gaining momentum, things are really coming up. They're really coming up intensely. I will say, Saggies, try to relax, because, you know, the beginning of the year is not, for some it's very easy to just go hard or go home, but for some it's like you just need to take your time and not rush because I feel some of you may want to rush into things. So just really take your time, listen to what's going on. Connecting, of course, connecting with your family and your home life. Yeah, and just really taking your time, because intensity is coming up for you. Capricorn, this full moon is in your 7th house, so you're going to feel it like all of the cardinal signs. And yeah, it's about your relationships, business or personal, contracts. And yeah, I feel some of you, you know, because it's opposing you, so there could be some drama when it comes to your relationships and how you're communicating. Maybe there may be some misunderstandings in how you're communicating, what you're saying and what you're feeling. Like Cancer is very different. I feel some of you may want to be alone in your thoughts, because you know you've got Uranus in your 5th, which is to do with creativity and your kids. If you have any fun, but also you got Neptune in your 3rd. So what energy is showing me that, you know, if you, it's great to be working with your partner now. Some of you may decide that, you know, if you are either in between jobs or just thinking about how you want your life to be going forward to the next 6 months, is that, you know, you might come to the conclusion, oh, you know what, if 2 heads are better than 1. So, you know, having a bit more fun or trying to have some more fun. You never know, Capricorns, it could really surprise you. There could be some shocks that come up as well, whether it's to do with your own children or your inner child. You could get a lot of inspiration, lots of gains as well. And also with Pisces in your 3rd house as well, it's, you know, giving you some insights, giving you guys some deeper intuitions about how you are in your relationship, but also how your relationship is actually going. Some of you may be surprised this time that during this full moon that, you know, your partner's really in tune, or you're really in tune with what your partner's leanings are, which is also a good thing. You know, this is your season. The sun's in your 3rd house, so you know it's about you and your shining. But this full moon is to do with connecting, communicating, balance. So I feel that if you guys, and I also feel that there's going to be some conversations coming up to do with your future, you and your partner's future. On the other hand, if it's a business partnership, there could be you signing contracts. There could be contracts coming out now. It could be something to do that's very creative. It could be something to do that is, yeah, definitely creative, or something that is about entrepreneurship as well. That a lot of that could be coming out as well. So even though it's about your partner, your relationships generally, you know, there are some good aspects that are happening when it comes to your creativity. And this is also great for a lot of you to be writing down your thoughts and feelings. If things get too intense, you know, doing some meditation, but definitely listening to yourself. So the card you have is you and your loved ones are safe, and it's a new moon in Cancer. So if you're feeling insecure in any way, Capricorns, if you're feeling like, oh, you know, I'm not understood, or, you know, how I'm communicating is not, I'm not, you know, you're not understood, but your partner's not understanding, you're not understanding your partner, things will definitely work out, especially if a surprise comes out, whether it's through you or your partner, or even in business partnerships. There could be, I do feel there's some surprises that are going to be coming out. So let me know how that goes, Capricorns. But this card is saying, know that you are safe. Things will go well. Even sometimes you're not on the same page, you know, you can find a way to gain that balance that a lot of you are seeking. Because, you know, I feel some of you Capricorns are very, because it's your birthday season, you know, there's this element of go, 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 go. But then you're having to be drawn in. So yeah, so very much a big time for you Capricorns, and let me know how it goes. Aquarius. So this full moon is in your 6th house of health, wellness, pets, your work life, fitness. So because the sun is in your 12th house, there's some things you're going to be doing behind the scenes, okay? So, you know, a lot of your Aquarians might be very, very more quiet, more so than usual. Now you've got Saturn, which is coming out of your sign. So it's exited out. It's just coming to that last bit. So you guys, I feel, are wrapping up a lot of stuff, wrapping up things. You know, if you've been stalling anyway in 2022, it's like, okay, it's go time. Let's do this. Let's wrap things up. But you guys may want to just be a bit alone as well, because, you know, it's the 6th house, so you're going to be more trying to be more organized. Signing any paperwork, you know, it's things to do with your job. You could be going really quickly. Things can go really quickly in your job. Lots of changes that are happening. And yes, this does concern your money. You know, Uranus, which is in your 4th, you're ruled by Uranus. So there's changes within the home. So I feel that you guys are feeling, there could be some pressure that you guys are feeling, like, okay, making sure the home's on point, you know, making sure my family's okay, but also making sure that my work life is on point as well. You know, whether it's changing a job, whether it's looking at your routines, you could be really on this fitness health thing very intensely now as well. Like, I'm going to start this now. There's no time like the present to really start what you need to start. So yes, but there's changes that are coming, because again, you're ruled by Uranus. And also, you know, sorting out things to do with like your money, your investments, anything to do with like stocks, bonds and savings and all of that. A lot of that's coming up. So you're going to be very extremely focused now, Aquarius. Try to take it easy, because you don't want to burn yourself out. 6th house is ruled by Virgo. You can easily burn yourself out, to try and take it easy. So the card that you have is your commitment is being tested. So all these things that are piling up are coming up for you, Aquarius. You're being tested. It's testing you to see how far you can go, but also how you can slow down. The 6th house is Mercury house. So it's like, I want to be on my own so I can do this by myself. There's nothing wrong, Aquarius, with doing things and asking for help. You know, if you're looking like for a new recipe, if you're looking for like a new fitness regime, you know, you could be going very quickly with it. After then, you know, what can happen? Remember, Saturn's in your 1st. So just be mindful. You know, Saturn rules the bones as well. But also what you're eating, and also how you are being very organized. You could just be going too much. So you're being tested, this card is saying, at the moment. So really pace yourself. But again, it's a very, very busy time. But again, pace yourself. Hello, my Pisces. So this full moon in Cancer, which is going to be really good for you, and all the water signs, is in your 5th house. And you have the opposition, which is in your 11th. So the 5th and the 11th house. You know, you'll probably be in two minds about having fun, things to do with children, but also, and creativity, and also working for yourself. So I feel, you know, in the beginning of the new year, these are going to be the major themes with this full moon. You want to be getting your stuff out there, getting creative stuff out there. You could be releasing stuff as well. But also then, you know, you are going to be this whole group, and my friendships, relationships. You could be releasing certain things of those, because, you know, again, they may no longer serve you. But again, you could be bringing out some new stuff, new creative stuff, things that you're passionate about. And because Saturn's going into your sign, you know, you are also wrapping up a lot of things too. We have themes that are going on with Uranus, which is in your 3rd. So this is going to give you lots of major breakthroughs, which you guys will be needing and seeking. Lots of innovations and huge creativities. And also, I can see a lot of you been doing some new stuff. The breakthroughs I feel you'll find with this is very forward thinking, very futuristic, especially if it's because it's to do with the 5th house. And also with Neptune being there, this is going to refine your creativity. It's going to also open you up to a new sense of fun, a new sense of creativity, a new sense of art. This is a very artistic full moon for a lot of you, but I feel also that a lot of your feelings are going to be, some of it could be centered towards the past. You could be bringing out stuff that you've worked on for a while, or things that are connected to like your childhood. Or if any of you have children, You know, your children could be inspiring you as well. I feel there could be some secrets that come out. You could be revealing something very shocking. Something shocking can happen to you, not in a bad way, but something that's unexpected. Because, you know, Uranus is about unexpected, but I do feel it's definitely unexpected breakthroughs mentally for you. It also feels with you, Pisces, that whatever you're thinking, it can also probably manifest as well. So if you've thought of something during like the Capricorn full moon, new moon, and you know the manifestation is really big, especially if you're writing it down during this time, it possibly can happen. You know, so be mindful of what you're manifesting because it can happen. But again, I do feel there's going to be some shocking things that could be coming out, and also especially if you're bringing out any type of work as well. So the card that you have is conclusions are within reach. It's a full moon eclipse. So this full moon eclipse card is like a karmatic thing. So I feel anything that happens now is very like karmatically linked. So if you are single, because the fifth house does rule, not relationship, it rules fun and romance. If any of you are single, you could meet someone that you have like a karmatic pull to, and you could actually, it's like you're finding the one, or anything that happens in your life during this full moon is karmatic conclusion, like it was supposed to happen. You just weren't aware that it will happen so quickly. You know, yeah, anything you're envisioning, anything you're thinking, or anything you're feeling, you know, be mindful of what you're feeling as well, Pisces, because it could be the right thing and it could be a great thing. So yeah, enjoy this full moon. So guys, this was the full moon in Cancer for all of the signs. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and also feel free to make comments. And thank you very much for listening, guys, and I'll speak to you soon. Take care. Bye.